But let's get right into it, man. We had the Falcons, Seahawks, and Giants make comebacks for the ages. And I saw Riddler out there throwing dimes. The Seahawks got him in overtime, and the Giants. I don't. When's the last time we've even seen a comeback like that? I mean,
I think they had the year. They mentioned the year was it was like over 30 years ago, something like that.
Wow.
Giants history. Yeah.
That's
I mean, when I
that's just
seen I
incredible.
seen Joshua Dobbs run that, it was like 25, 30 yards. Yeah, the scramble was like, oh yeah, it's over. Don't even. Let's not even
That
worry
brother,
about the Giants this season.
brother was man.
No, he's moving. He was getting it done, but then the Giants decided to wake up and finally play like they're part of the NFC East. So good for them.
I was shocked they even came back.
Yeah, I thought it was over. I was
I'm
like,
just
oh yeah,
happy they hit
it's
that
over
field
for these
goal.
boys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm
Saquon Barkley's done though, so hate to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll definitely get into that for sure.
Uh,
But I mean, the Seahawks also they did what they had to do against the Lions, which really shocked me. I did not see that coming. But then when I look back on it last year, Geno did it to him last year, so why not again this year? But and the Falcons too, man. Shout out Riddler for real. He's really getting it done out there. I like what I see. I don't know
I
about
think
y'all, but I like what I see.
I think the Lions, they just needed a little bit of humbling. Not to say that I haven't been rooting for the Lions. I don't think anybody's rooting against the Lions, but it's very exciting. Dan Campbell has those guys charged up, but every so often you need a loss that humbles you and gets you back to where you need to be. So I think the Lions will come back tougher after a situation like that. I mean, the Detroit Lions. I mean, sorry, not the Detroit Lions. Seattle Seahawks. They've been there before. Pete Carroll's got those teams ready to play. Geno Smith obviously has been counted out before, so that's kind of like a situation that he kind of loves to be in. So Detroit just needs to know to put teams away. You know, that's what it boils down to. I think Dan Campbell will have his boys ready for the rest of the season. I don't think it's too much of an alarm. I don't think alarms need to be set off in Detroit yet. But that's obviously an eye-opening loss, especially allowing a team like that to come back. So I think that's something good for Detroit. I think it'll be good for them.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of getting humbled, Denver again takes another loss to the Commanders, who start the season. I mean, commanding their way to 2-0, and Denver falls to 0-2. So, I mean, we know what's next. I mean, I don't know if y'all looked ahead, but if y'all don't know what's next for the Commanders, the Bills are coming to town, and I think that 2-0 start is gonna start looking down. So
17-14. I'm calling it.
Here this guy goes.
a final score prediction for the Bills versus the Commanders.
17-14.
Who has the
Who
14?
wins?
17-14.
Yeah,
So
who has
actually, I'll reconsider. You know what? I'm going 24-21. Washington.
see, we knew that was his squad.
24-21 Washington.
I figured that too. He was
That was his squad.
heavy. He was on
Yeah,
I mean,
it was only a matter of time.
it's kind of like a baby reveal. It was Sab's reveal, which is there at the Commanders.
Yeah.
The balloons popped burgundy and gold. There, there it is. There we go.
Wonder how many picks y'all gonna have this weekend.
Speaking of
See,
picks,
you're first of all, we're not gonna do that. This brother just tore his ACL. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep our off the air conversation off the air, but we're not doing that. Some of the reporters, they a little crash. We need to obtain a little taste because we're getting a little out of line. But we'll
Had to make it.
Commanders. Yeah, Buffalo might be in trouble, man. The Commanders are good. The Commanders are a really good football team. They're resilient. They did what they needed to do.
I mean, it's really just going to depend. It's really going to depend on the offensive movement as well as the defensive play calls as well. And defense is actually going to have to come to play. Everyone's going to have to be booming on all cylinders and paying attention. Because it's not going to be, like I said, you also got to think about for Steph, he's coming home. For him, he's going to have a lot of people there. So it's going to be more so a bigger game for him. I don't doubt anything less than 100 yards from him personally. But it's just going to be tough game for them because, like I said, Bills defense I feel like is not fully sharp, but they're sharp enough that Washington's going to have a problem, in my opinion, contending in certain areas. They're going to rely a lot on their play action, in my opinion. and hopefully get Scary Terry open a lot more. But because he's been very quiet the last couple of weeks. I mean, last week he had that one catch through those two defenders, but other than that, it was just like still fairly quiet in my opinion. But once again, we'll have to see, and it's just going to depend on matchups and everything like that.
One thing the Commanders are doing well this year, they have a very balanced approach. Like they run the ball pretty well. They give a lot of rushing attempts to the running back Robinson. They pass. They have a pretty even share of rushing and passing. So it kind of keeps defenses honest. You can't settle on the pass or the run. I think that's attributed to the success so far. You could say they beat bad teams, but I don't know. They look decent. They didn't look terrible out there.
Denver, a bad team?
They were a team that's supposed to have a really good defense. Their offense still has a lot of holes, in my opinion. But
yeah, so I feel like they're unoffensively talented to a certain extent. You got Javonte Williams, and then you got Jared Jeudy, who you kind of hope
are not producing.
That one receiver, but hasn't really been able to perform. It's still always kind of been number 2/1 Cortland Sutton that always ends up getting the shine. But yet again, it's never enough that you can put him in that number 1 role, in my personal opinion.
Man, can't stay in the field.
Exactly.
And that's the other problem too, yeah.
Jared Jeudy has what? Has Jared Jeudy even played this season yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, he played. He had 3.
Did he play last game?
He had 3
receptions for 25 yards. It's really, Mims had two catches for 113. And then
But it's really on Russ. I believe he only threw the ball like 18 times, maybe 19 times last time. You can't get it done with 19 attempts in this league.
No, that's completions. He threw 32 times.
No attempts.
No, he had 32 completions. 32 attempts. 32 attempts. He had 19 completions. Yeah,
19 completions. Okay. Yeah, fair.
But to your point, they probably were already down at that point. It's like, all right, we had to play catch up. So that's where that comes in. He did throw for 3 TDs. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
they play the Dolphins this week. So good luck to Denver playing those 2-0 Dolphins in Florida. So good luck. But